Hello everyone, my name is Saki Chitupali, and today Radians and Radians to degrees. First of all, what are degrees? Well, degrees are a measurement of a plane angle defined so that a full rotation is 360 degrees. Now, what are radians? Radians are the SI unit of angular measurement. A radian is the measure of the central angle whose arc length is the same as the radius of the circle. Now, how do we convert these into each other? Well, let's discuss the basic formulas. The measure of an angle is found by analyzing the rotation from the initial side to the terminal side. In radians, one complete counterclockwise revolution is 2 pi, and in degrees, one complete counterclockwise revolution is 360 degrees. So, basically, 360 degrees is equivalent to 2 pi radians. And 180 degrees is equivalent to pi radians. From this information, we can deduce that 1 radian equals 180 over pi degrees. So, to convert from radians to degrees, multiply the radians by 180 degrees over pi radians. So, let's start with an example. For instance, if we were asked to convert pi over 2 radians to degrees, we could do pi over 2 radians times 180 over pi radians. From there, we could cross out the pi and the radians, so we would have 180 over 2, and that's 90 degrees, so pi over 2 radians is equivalent to 90 degrees. Let's look at another example. So, say we were asked to convert 6 pi over 5 radians to degrees. So, we would write out 6 pi over 5 radians times 180 over pi radians. Once we do that, we can multiply 6 times 180, which would be 1080, to simplify the numerator, and write it out as 1080 pi radians over 5 pi radians. Now, we can just cross out the pi and cross out the radians. So, 1080 over 5 equals 216. So, therefore, we would get 216 degrees is 6 pi over 5 radians. Now, instead, let's try converting degrees into radians. So, the general formula for converting from degrees to radians is to just multiply the number of degrees by pi over 180, which is the reciprocal of what we multiplied radians to get degrees. So, say we were asked to convert 100 degrees into radian measure. We would multiply 100 degrees times pi over 180 degrees. Once multiplied, we would get 100 pi over 180. And that could be simplified by dividing both sides by half and then 10. So we could simplify this to 5 pi over 9. So, 5 pi over 9 is equivalent to 100 degrees. So our answer is 5 pi over 9 radians. Now let's convert 120 degrees into radian measure. So once again, to set this up, we would write 120 degrees times pi over 180. From here we would get 120 pi over 180. And once we simplify, we can divide the numerator and denominator by 30 to get 2 pi over 3. So now we know that 2 pi over 3 radians is equivalent to 120 degrees. So I hope you enjoyed my presentation on how to convert degrees into radians and radians into degrees. Thank you for watching. Bye!